And welcome back to Talk of the Town. Julie Kuhns has joined me now. She is the CEO of Osprey Village, and we've had you on the show several times and recently. And we're talking about the new development, the residential development. We'll talk about the importance of home ownership for the residents. But Osprey Village, could you share with viewers once again exactly what your role is in the community, Julie?
Absolutely. So our role in the community is to take on the role that nobody else is taking on in the community, and that's to seek affordable, safe, and supported housing options for adults with developmental disabilities. Right now in Beaufort County, we've got a slightly higher than average population of these individuals and very, very limited housing. Mm-hmm. We all know that here the affordable housing is something of an issue anyways, and then you add to the fact that these are people who have some complex needs. It makes their housing situation even a little harder to address.
And very unique.
Very unique.
Very
yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
So why, Julie, is home ownership so important for these potential residents? Why is it?
Well, it's a novel concept. I mean, coast to coast, there's not a lot of discussion surrounding what is the best way to have sustainable housing options for individuals with developmental disabilities. The reality of it is, we all know that renting is, it's not the best investment for anybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all seek home ownership because we know that we can build equity and, now we have an investment and we own these homes. And oftentimes we don't think about persons with developmental disabilities as a part of that conversation. So it's a novel approach to providing affordable and sustainable housing for these individuals. One, it puts them in an ownership position, not just in the literal, I have a deed to a house, but they're taking some ownership of their life. They're investing in their life. But it also will build some equity for them. So over time, these individuals probably aren't going to be living independently forever. Most of us will need assisted living or nursing care later on down the road. And the big question for all of us is, how do we pay for that when we get to that point? And it's the same for them. Now they have a home that has built equity that they could sell and use that for whatever they may need in their long-term care as they age. It also creates investment opportunities for them if they, say, buy a 2-bedroom home and want to rent out the other room to somebody else. It offsets their cost of living. So it's a novel approach, and it's a very sustainable concept for them.
So you took over in January as a CEO, and really challenging job, but you obviously care so much about what you do, particularly in the area of advocacy and education, because most folks don't really understand.
Yeah, well, our community has a great value for individuals with developmental disabilities. We spend a lot of time helping them find jobs and seek recreation opportunities, creating lifestyle for them. Unfortunately, we don't have a community that has put a high priority on solving their housing crisis. And so that's kind of what Osprey Village as a whole is looking at. They offered the position of CEO to me in January, and it's a task, I'm not going to lie. We have a $5 million capital campaign that we're tackling, as well as fundraising opportunities, 2 thrift shops that we're running, and a 25-acre community that we're trying to build. So it's an immense task to take on. And it's been challenging the entire way. Our biggest thing right now is to try to educate our community on the dire need we have for these types of housing for these individuals.
So how are we doing on the community? We haven't broken ground yet, but you're continuing to raise dollars.
Well, breaking ground kind of comes in stages. Like, I always had this vision that it was going to be like this one-time groundbreaking with a ribbon
with hard hats and shovels.
Right, and everything's done. But because we're a part of a 7,300 acre development, we are on a timeline that isn't just our own.
That's right.
We have to wait on the major boulevards to go in, the major infrastructures to go in.
And that is where again?
That is on 170 across from Oldfield.
Yes.
It's that East Argent development that's being put in. Right. So they have done a great job, in particular through COVID and all the crises that we've had here of late, getting that infrastructure put in. And we're now to a place where we can start truly planning and permitting to build our roads within our little development in the larger development.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. So you're moving along.
We are.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
Thank you, Julie, for being with us. And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.